I got dacked in front of the entire school, but it Lowkey helped. Because I got a big PP. This might sound like the kind of story someone makes up to feel better about something embarrassing, but I swear this actually happened. And yeah, it started out like a full-on nightmare. It was field day at school, the one day where no one really does any work, and the teachers just toss us outside to run around like it's some kind of celebration. I wasn't even planning to get involved in the events, but my friends convinced me to jump in on this stupid relay race. I was wearing these athletic shorts, super light and loose, the kind where if someone even jokes about pulling them down, you're done for. So I'm standing there, lined up at the start, hyping myself up, and out of nowhere, one of my friends comes behind me and yanks my shorts down. Full grip, full force, and worst of all, my boxers came with them. So now I'm standing there, in front of the entire crowd, completely exposed. Everything, on display. There was this weird 2-second silence, like even the birds stopped chirping, and then the chaos hit. Screams, laughter, people yelling, phones coming out, and me just frozen in horror. I grabbed my shorts and yanked them back up so fast I nearly gave myself whiplash, then sprinted behind the gym like I was trying to escape Earth itself. I was sweating, heart pounding, pacing in circles, convinced that my life had just completely ended. I pictured the group chats blowing up, memes being made, rumors flying. I was sure I'd have to move to another state, change my name, and start fresh where no one would ever recognize me as that guy. But then, something unexpected happened. When I finally worked up the nerve to come back to the field, I braced for impact. I expected to be destroyed by jokes, maybe booed off the field. But instead, something weirdly positive started happening. Guys came up to me, giving me daps and saying stuff like, "Bro, you're a legend." Girls were making eye contact, smiling in this way that definitely didn't feel like pity. One even walked past and said, "You good, though," with a smirk. Another dude nodded at me like I just earned his respect in some strange, primal way. Then it clicked. The one silver lining in this absolute train wreck was the fact that apparently I had nothing to be embarrassed about in the size department. From there, the tone shifted. People were still talking about it, obviously, but not like I'd been ruined. It was more like, "Yo, did you see what happened?" Dudes packing. The jokes were there, but they weren't insults, they were compliments in disguise. Some of the older students who never talked to me before were suddenly nodding at me in the hallway. Later that night, a girl I'd barely spoken to messaged me saying, "Field day was interesting." I laughed, still kind of in disbelief, but also realizing that somehow this disaster had turned into the weirdest win of my life. I'm not saying it wasn't traumatic. Trust me, I still flinch every time someone stands behind me too close. But after the dust settled, I ended up walking away with more attention than I ever expected, and some of it was actually kind of nice. I wouldn't recommend getting exposed like that, ever. But if it's going to happen, I guess I'm lucky it turned out the way it did. Follow for part 2.